Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the final issue of Mortal Realms magazine. Now, as per usual with all these videos, if you like them, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course drop a comment down below, and yeah, let's jump into it. So this week, of course, we're on issue 80 of Mortal Realms magazine. It is the final issue. I'm not going to lie, the issue's not anything spectacular, so don't expect much with it, but we have the final part to our Celestant-Prime model, which is a fantastic kit and definitely well worth the price of the last two issues alone. Really good stuff. With Mortal Realms, so with this being the last one, I don't think this is the last we've seen of the Age of Sigmar in the shape of a Partworks magazine. Now, as far as I'm aware, and there is always a potential for being slightly wrong on this, but from everything I can tell, the magazine's done pretty well. So, Mortal Realms has done pretty well, Conquest did pretty well before it, which is why they've done Imperium magazine, which of course started last week, and the first issue was made available, although I know quite a few people are still struggling to get hold of copies, because of some places in there that used to stock these type of magazines have decided to stop entirely. I know from my local area, WH Smiths don't seem to have any copies of Imperium, although they stocked Conquest and they stocked Mortal Realms, and they stock a lot of other stuff, but they don't seem to have any copies of Imperium. My local news agents, where I always get Mortal Realms from, they have started stocking it, thankfully, and so I'll be getting it from them from now on. And the only other place I've seen it is my local Warhammer store, and they'll only be stocking the first 4 issues. So if you do want to get a copy of the first issue, pop into your local Warhammer store, get a copy from there. If you haven't got a store local to you, just check your local independent news agents, try and get your hands on one. It's pretty cheap, $2.99, and you get 2 great models out of it, and the kind of a start off into that magazine, and then just see where you want to go from there. Get the first 4 issues at least, and then you've got a good kind of basis of whether you want to carry it on or not. Now, this one, of course, we've got the second part of our Celestant-Prime model, which is, yeah, as I've said before, a fantastic kit. I'm looking forward to getting going with this guy, and I'm going to really enjoy painting it. I'm going to take my time with it as well, because it is a centerpiece model. So I will probably do a painting video of it, but it will probably take a lot longer to get out, because I am going to really kind of take my time over it and try a few other things with it. So I'm going to see what I can do to get it to fit into my army. But really pleased to have that final part. Into the magazine itself, and I'm going to warn you, there's not a lot of content to go through here. It's pretty, yeah, lackluster. So we have Lord of the Stormhost. We have the bearer of this certificate is a master of the mortal realms, an artisan without peer, and a tactician worthy of commanding the greatest Stormcast Eternals in battle. In all honesty, pretty pointless. You can have it portrait, or you can have it landscape, entirely up to you. And then there is one for the Nighthorns, which you become a master of the procession. The bearer of this certificate is a master of forbidden knowledge, a crafter of unquiet spirits, and a feared commander of the Nighthorns in battle. And again, you can have it portrait if you wanted to, so entirely up to you. Yeah, it's just one of them things. I think it's because there's no point in them putting a load more lore into it when they've already given us loads of lore and history. I personally do kind of think what they'll do is, if they do a second magazine, it'll focus more on the newer stuff. So you'll have more information about the Cruel Boys, for instance. I reckon it'll be based off of them, and the new Stormcast Eternal, so the new Thunderstrike armour, which is a great armour set. I really like it myself. I'm kind of taken by it. It's quite a good armor set, and I do like the Cruel Boys. They look really fun, and they're actually pretty cool to paint. I don't normally like orcs, but these guys are really good. I quite like them. Into your how to paint section straight away. So there's nothing else. There's no more story, there's no more history, there's no more battles, there's no more information about the realms. It is literally into your paint section. So they're recommending to kind of get you as a slightly basic paint scheme, everything there. So near enough the vast majority of your paints that you've had so far, and your Sterling Mud, of course. You're going to need your big circular base, which you had 2 issues ago, so make sure you got that ready and to hand, because you're going to need to glue it all together. Your how to build section was in last week's issue. I would recommend build it in sub-assemblies, so build the wing separate, build the main body separate, and I would even build that vortex at the bottom separate as well, in all honesty, for orrery, because it'll just make life easier for you. It's going to be a little bit fiddly to get a lot of detail into all them bits and pieces, but I'm sure each and every one of you can do it. It's going to go through all your bit of base in and everything like that. I personally would base it second and base it at the very last, and not do everything the way that they're doing it, just because it's my personal preference, in all honesty. I'm not going to lie to you. Now, with your painting, you're going to be painting it very much like pretty much every technique it's going to kind of encourage you to use, you have already learned throughout the course of a magazine. So whether you're doing block colouring, whether you're doing shading, whether you're doing a little bit of everything, edge highlighting, the entire lot, you can get a lot done. Block, undercoat everything, and then the idea is to wash over everything and kind of layer up and shade and everything like that over the top. A lot of good things you can do with it, so you can mix your colours to make lighter purples and everything like that if you wanted to, using corn red, Cantor blue and white scar, for instance, and kind of layer it up and up and up over time. You can have a lot of fun with it, and you can get some really cool colours from mixing colours. So you will need a palette or an old plate. You can use an old plate for this type of thing. It'll be fairly cool, and you'll hold the colour decently. Or if you want, you can actually use a natural plain ceramic tile, for instance. That'll work as well for a palette. Or if you've spent the money, use a wet palette. And yeah, you can have a bit of fun with it. You don't have to use this colour scheme. You can go for a different colour scheme if you wish to. You can have a little bit of fun with it. Just enjoy yourself. Have fun painting it. There's a lot of detail to go through. So by all means, enjoy yourself and take your time. This is going to be where you're going to be key in taking your time and everything like that. If you do just rush it, it may not look as good as it probably should, and you may not be happy with it. Take your time, make sure you're in a place where you're happy with the overall paint scheme and your colour schemes and everything like that, and the kind of the techniques that you're using, and enjoy it. On a secondary note to that, I would love to see the results of your painting. By all means, send them to me on Twitter, tag me in them on Instagram, or join my Discord server. The link is in the top comment down below and in the description of this video. Join that. You can share your photos, you can talk with other people, you can get tips, tricks, everything like that from everybody, and kind of pool your resources. And the idea behind it is, it's a place where everybody can just kind of show off, have a bit of a show off of what you're painting, enjoy yourself, have a bit of a chat, have a bit of a natter, make some friends, and have a bit of fun. That is the main idea behind that Discord server. Anyway, enough about that. Carrying on with the painting, you've got a lot of stuff to go through, so this is where the fun is going to really kick in, and as I say, a lot of detail in this, so take your time, enjoy yourself, and make sure that you're getting it into the area where you're happy with the painting scheme and everything like that. The worst thing I would hate, the thing that I would hate to see, is to know that people aren't happy with how they've painted it. I would love to see people very happy with how they've painted it, and you know, even if you're following the techniques in this magazine, you can have something that looks like that, which still looks very nice, and it still looks very good. There are little things that I think could be done to just tweak it and make it look even better, but by all means, have fun with it, enjoy yourself with it, and yeah, have a good one with it. Anyway, into the last section, of course, we have the War Scroll for the Celestant-Prime, who is powerful to all kinds of hell. So he has 8 wounds, moves 12 inches, has a 3+ save and 10 bravery. He has the ability of flight. He is armed with Galmaraz, which is of course the epitome of the hammer of Sigmar, and is the Warhammer itself, which is the main thing. And yeah, really good stuff. So he has also the abilities of Comet Strike Scepter, Retribution from on high, the Bearer of the Warhammer, and the Orrery of Celestial Fates. So really good stuff. A lot to go through with him as well. So you have all your different bits and pieces just down here of how to utilize him in your armies and everything like that. And then yeah, you're going to have a lot of fun with this one. And then we have the final battle of Akshi. So this is the last stand. So you'll have your Nighthaunt heroes, you'll have your Stormcast Eternals, and it is choose 4 heroes from the hero list if you're playing as Nighthaunt, and then 7 from the troops. But if you're playing as the Stormcast Eternals, you're using your Celestant-Prime 2 heroes and then 7 of the troops, and yeah, that's it pretty much. It is literally, you know, smash each other to bits really. So have fun with it, enjoy yourselves, and a pretty decent battle plan. Now, if there's no other kind of way of showing off that this is the last issue of Mortal Realms magazine, we have a page which is literally every cover from every issue all the way through, and it says the campaign in the Mortal Realms is now complete. However, it's never complete, the battle always continues, and if you want to kind of expand your battles, pop into your local Warhammer store or go to gamesworkshop.com, or you can use third-party websites like Goblin Gaming, Element Games and places like that, and you can expand your battles. If you're going to use Goblin Gaming or Element Games, who are cheaper than Games Workshop in all honesty, I have referral codes in the description down below. You can use them. It gives me a little tiny bit back, and it's entirely up to you. You know, I don't make anything really out of it at all, just pence. But entirely up to you. Now, onto the back, you have all your other bits and pieces. So independent stockists, Warhammer stores, as already mentioned, and Imperium. So Imperium magazine, of course, started last week. If you haven't checked out the video, check it out. It's going to be linked at the very end of this. And yeah, you can join me on a trip into the 41st millennium for somebody who's a bit of a noob at it. So have a bit of fun, enjoy yourselves, and thank you for watching, and thank you for joining me through this voyage through the Mortal Realms. And I'll see you very soon for more Age of Sigmar stuff though anyway. But thank you very much, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye now.